What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and we've spent the past week talking about how Road to Vostok's current update, Demo 1v2, is a really awesome update, as well as giving our own feedback on this update. But now I'd like to take a moment and take a video to look ahead into the future of Road to Vostok, and talk about what's going to be coming next in Public Demo 2. So first up, when is Public Demo 2 coming? And it's going to be coming in Q3 of 2023, or the basically summer to early winter period of this year. Roughly around July to September is usually what Q3 looks like, so anywhere between that span of time, we could wind up seeing Public Demo 2 launch. One of the biggest things, and biggest in terms of size, is the new maps that are going to be coming in Public Demo 2. We'll have 2 extra Area 5 maps, the C map, which works as a transition map, and we'll talk about that in just a second here, as well as Radar, which is going to be the Vostok map. And if anyone has seen my previous video on the importance of UVB 76, Radar is a very interesting map that we'll be talking about in the future. And then lastly, we have the crossing point from Area 5 into Vostok, which is going to be a minefield of all things. Now let's talk about the sea map for a second, because it's not just going to be a leisurely boating through the ocean. Instead, we're going to be dealing with ocean mines throughout our boating trip, which is going to be really crazy to deal with. It's going to be interesting to see if you could potentially shoot these mines before you boat into them accidentally, or if there's something to just be avoided entirely. It's going to be, as usual, a dangerous journey here in Road to Vostok. That alongside the minefield, and we're going to have some pretty dangerous maps to explore through come Public Demo 2. Then for the new systems, and this is something that we'll go into further detail when we read the kind of official statement from Patreon later on in this video. But we'll have the shelter system to look forward to, the trading system, which is going to be a simplified version, but again, we'll explain that in a moment here. The medical system, the ammo system, which is going to serve kind of a similar role to the ammo system in Stalker, the AI system version 2, as well as the boat system that is going to go alongside the sea transition map. And lastly, for features and additions, the loot challenge that the developer has been undertaking, where his goal is to have over 100 items for Public Demo 2, will be completed. Character stats will be in the game, weapon stats will be in the game, item context menus will be there, swimming and fishing will be in the game, as well as bullet impacts. Character stats and weapon stats are going to have such a massive impact on Road to Vostok that alongside all of the brand new systems, as well as the new maps to explore through, Public Demo 2 will be an entirely different game by the time we get to it later on this year. So now let's go through the development plan for Public Demo 2, as given by the developer himself over on Patreon here. So the post reads, "Hi, here's a development/production plan in a chronological order towards the Public Demo 2, which is the main milestone this year. The first of which is the Loot Challenge catch-up. The first task is catching up with the Loot Challenge, 2 new items per week, since I'm a few items behind because I wanted to focus on Public Demo 1v2 update. Public Demo 2 will have actual loot tables, and gameplay loops, so this Loot Challenge, 100 plus items, is needed for this purpose. And the awesome part is that he's actually caught up to the Loot Challenge already within the span of like less than a week for the Loot Challenge. So he's going to absolutely nail that 100 plus items. Item context menus and item usage. Once I'm back on track with that Loot Challenge, I'll implement a context menu system for inventory items, so you can use, examine, and drop items from a drop-down menu by pressing the right mouse button. This then allows you to consume food items, use medical items, and so on. And awesomely enough, the developer has been able to take the first swing of implementation for item context menus here in the game already within the span of the week, just after the launch of Demo 1v2. Next up, we have Medical System version 1. I'll be making the first iteration of the medical system pretty soon, and this will focus on healing and having the first set of medical conditions, which are going to be starvation, dehydration, bleeding, fracture, and hypothermia. These will be linked to your character stats, and each one will have minor/major properties to them that will also affect your vitals. Ammo System version 1. In Public Demo 2, there will be an ammo system in place which will be similar like in Stalker. The first iteration works through your inventory, and you can collect ammo boxes of different calibers, and those will be automatically stacked in your inventory. Once you have compatible ammo, it will show on your weapon UI in the ammo slot, and then you can fire your weapon. Since this update will narrow down the use of different weapons, because you have to find the actual ammo boxes, and some ammo will be quite hard to find, Auntie, the developer, will make a separate sandbox option or mode in the main menu where you could test all the weapons, and there will be all kinds of ammo available. The main Public Demo 2 gameplay will no longer provide all guns and ammo to you, you have to find them for yourself. Which I'm very much looking forward to. Demo 2 is going to be much more similar to the actual game itself, and this is going to show in the aspect of actually having to go out and loot in the game. Then there is the first version of the shelter system. This one is a must-have for Public Demo 2, and there will be one main shelter in Area 5, which will act as your base. You'll have an option to store items here and save your progress. The only way you lose this progress is if you die in the Vostok area. I'm still iterating on the shelter idea since there's multiple elements that are linked to this, and some are also lore related. But in any case, there will be the first shelter in Public Demo 2, and you will also start the demo experience in that shelter. Then we have the trading system version 1. In order to make sure that I have time for everything, I might do a compromise and provide the first trading system through a black market kind of approach. The actual trading system will be implemented through in-game traders, but since those are really time consuming, I'll provide you a laptop or something in your shelter where you can access the first trader and so on. I think this is a totally fine approach since the main goal is to provide that gameplay loop, and this way you could still trade and it's fast to develop in this approach. AI System version 2. This will be made in multiple stages, but the AI needs an upgrade for Public Demo 2. There will be changes to the AI sensor, animations, voice acting, and the overall AI behavior. One key change is that I'll allow AI to use different weapons, so there will be different styles of combat that the AI will use, like snipers will remain mostly static on high grounds, etc. Then bullet impacts, there will be a bunch of new weapons and attachments for Public Demo 2, but I also want to upgrade the weapon experience through different bullet impacts and new visual effects. For example, if you shoot metal surfaces, there should be different particles and sounds. This also applies when the AI shoots at you. I want there to be this feeling when you're getting shot at that the bullets actually land near you, and this needs those impact sounds and effects. Then the new maps. I currently have Village, Shipyard, and Sea, the transitional map, mostly ready, and I have made about 50% of the highway map. This means that I have to finish that highway map, make the first crossing point, and after this I'll start working on that first Vostok map. The specific Vostok map will be visually quite unique compared to those Area 5 maps, since there will be different terrain textures, nature elements, and the overall feeling is going to be different. I have pretty good faith that all of these maps will be made in time. And lastly, some small features. Lastly, there are these small features that are not that important in the big picture, but I would assume that there's time to finish these. There's a list of small features that I'm planning to implement and polish for public demo 2, which is proning, swimming, fishing, breath control, initial weapon stats, lasers 2.0, and custom keybinds. Now that the public demo 1v2 is out, I'll start working on all of these right away, and there will be multiple Patreon development builds along the way for you to test those new features. Auntie, the developer. So there you go, folks. It's ambitious as all hell, but that's what I love about Road to Vostok. The next demo is going to be massive for this game, as we'll finally get to the actual gameplay loops like healing, looting, and more proper shooting with holding breath, prone, and weapon stats. So stay tuned as we cover these dev builds in the future, and subscribe for more RTV content here on my channel. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.